All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. And today we are going to talk about John Wall. A report came out today that apparently the Los Angeles Clippers had a lot of genuine interest in John Wall earlier in the season. Well, Paul George should be back. Kawhi Leonard is honestly looking pretty hopeful that he will be back at one point or not in this season. I really like Reggie Jackson. I love what Reggie Jackson provides, but personally, I think Reggie Jackson is more suited for the bench. I think he's just a little more suited for the bench. I think a guy like John Wall, a guy who's going to give you like 7 assists per game, I think that's what the Clippers could really use. They're a very talented basketball team, and if you get John Wall, you have like 2 All-Stars and a borderline All-Star. I mean, that's kind of like your own little big three over on the Clippers. So, we're getting closer and closer towards the deadline. We're like 16 days away, probably like 2.5 weeks away from the trade deadline right now. And the Rockets, for the most part, have been completely silent. They've just been completely silent. There's been there's a lot of reports that come out here and there. The most recent Rockets report was that the Rockets could be heavy sellers by the deadline. Honestly, for right now, it's looking like there's like a 65% chance John Wall gets traded, and then more like a 35% chance that he doesn't get traded. Rafael Stone, I would imagine, he's not in the biggest rush, but I would imagine he's certainly trying to unload him. The thing is if we don't get rid of John Wall this season, you have next season where I would imagine the Rockets would certainly buy John Wall out if he were to go this whole season without playing. That's what I would imagine would happen. As far as like going for a trade, I highly, highly doubt, just waiting a year would make John Wall more tradable. I don't think that would be the situation at hand. The Clippers are the best option. Personally, I kind of like the New York Knicks as an option, but the Knicks just don't seem to have much interest in John Wall for whatever reason. Maybe they have bigger plans and they're looking to go after like a big name in free agency, or maybe they just aren't a fan of bringing over John Wall for probably the asking price and what they would have to give up to Houston. My favorite part about the Clippers trade is I don't really feel like the Clippers would be missing out on all that much. Like, I really don't think that the guys they're giving up are helping them that significantly or that marginally. So some proposed trades, like one would be Luke Kennard, Serge Ibaka, Eric Bledsoe, maybe a first-round draft pick for John Wall. You have one right there. Now, the first-round draft pick is where things get a little tough because, to be honest with you, if you look at a lot of John Wall trades, the Rockets aren't getting a first-round pick in a lot of them. John Wall is owed over $90 million for the next 2 seasons. So, would you be willing to get Luke Kennard, Eric Bledsoe, and Serge, who I would imagine they would buy out Eric Bledsoe and Serge Ibaka immediately? Luke Kennard is different. Luke Kennard just got signed to a pretty fat contract by the Clippers a couple of seasons ago. But here's the thing. If he's coming off of the bench, the Rockets could use a 3-point shooter. The Rockets could definitely use a 3-point shooter. But is Rafael Stone trying to spend that much money? And it's not that much money. It's like an Eric Gordon contract. But is he willing to spend that much rather than waiting for free agency or waiting to kind of pay your guys? Like, maybe he even wants to pay Christian Wood, but pay all your rookies right now. You want to pay Kevin Porter Jr. when his time comes, if these are guys you're looking to build around. Or is Rafael Stone looking at the free agency market saying, I want a guy like Cat. I want to pay a guy like Cat. So a lot of this really just comes down to Rafael Stone, and that's why, honestly, when I think about a trade, it can look kind of unlikely at times just because Rafael Stone isn't stupid. He's not going to make stupid trades, and he's not going to get contracts that don't make sense. So a lot of the John Wall to the Clippers, I would have to say, revolves around either the fact of, are they getting a first-round draft pick? Because if they're not getting a first-round draft pick, then Rafael Stone has to be big on Luke Kennard. And is he big on Luke Kennard? Well, after just signing Garrison Matthews to like a 4-year contract, I highly doubt it. I just highly doubt it. Garrison Matthews and Luke Kennard, I don't want to say they're like the same or similar players, but like I don't think Luke Kennard's really moving that needle that crazy in comparison to Garrison Matthews. As crazy as a statement as that can sound, I just like Garrison Matthews has been really good for us. Yeah, he'll go through some slumps. But imagine Luke Kennard goes through some slumps though. So I just think we're getting more of a bang for a buck for Garrison than a guy like Luke. And what's the harm in waiting one more season? You know, Rafael Stone has no issue not playing John Wall. So why not just wait another season till next year? You know, maybe there's another trade candidate, but like I said, you got to match the $40 million salary. So are you really going to want all those players? Most likely not. So does John Wall get traded? Man, it's a tough one. Maybe it's more like 50-50. I'm not really sure what Rafael Stone's thinking here, but I would love to hear your guys' opinions down below as we get closer to this deadline, man. I just would love to see the Rockets make some moves. I want to see them get proper value from Eric Gordon. I want to see them get proper value for Christian Wood. And we'll be covering it on this channel. So if you guys enjoyed it, hit the like button, hit that sub button, and I will see you guys later. But most importantly, comment down below. What are you looking to do with John Wall? What are you hoping the Rockets do with John Wall?